Hi, it's Jen from Navigating Baby Loss, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. Whether you're driving in your car, listening as you go for a walk, or just taking a break, I wanted to tell you today that you're not alone. And we are in now the month where Mother's Day is celebrated. And it's a really hard one for lost moms. So today I thought I would do a little teaching, and I want to teach you something that I work with my clients with a lot. It's a process that I've created and discovered many years later than I wish I had. It was something I wish I had when I was in the middle of my early days of grief. So it's a really simple but powerful tool, and you can take it anywhere you go with you. So I'll teach you a process today called the HEAL method. And it's essentially just going to be a way to move through a trigger or a wave of sadness so you can stop and let that lump in your chest and get through that painful moment without getting completely pulled under. I want to invite you to my new workshop called Surviving Mother's Day. It's going to be held May 7th and May 10th. You can choose which date is best for you. Go to jennifersen.com/Mother's Day to register and choose your date. It's jennifersen.com/Mother's Day to register for my special Mother's Day workshop. I'm going to help you create a day that feels better for yourself and teach you how to help those in your life by saying things that are not so hurtful. So don't miss it. Sometimes these triggers come up in your chest. You can just feel them, and all of a sudden your heart will stop, or you'll get a lump in your throat. Usually your body will give you a sign that something is wrong. You're in a grocery store and you hear a baby crying, or one of those photo memories comes up. Those get me every single time. Those photo memories in your phone, or if someone asks you, how many children do you have? Sometimes even just the silence, the lack of asking anything. It's all just really hard. And then you get this extra pressure of Mother's Day and all the messaging and marketing. Let me walk you through this framework that I created because it helps me make sense of things. When it comes up for me that want to take me out, it lets me stop and think for a minute and readjust myself. So, if we're taking the word heal, HEAL, H is going to be for honor. This is always the first step. When you feel that sadness, fear, or anger, I want you to honor it. It doesn't sound like that word would make sense. Who wants to honor these terrible feelings? But instead of instinctively pushing it down or trying to act like everything's fine, just take a deep breath and notice, what is that feeling? Where is it coming from? And what was it that made this feeling come on? Was there something or someone that made this feeling come on? Because sometimes I'll get a feeling, usually in my chest, but I don't know what it was. So I have to sit and think about it for a minute and be willing to look at what just made me feel this way. Because grief isn't a problem to be solved, it's a reaction and an expression of love, and it showed up for a reason. When that wave hits, say to yourself, it's okay. This is grief, and it's okay. I'm allowed to feel this. And it came from this event, or this thought, or this feeling. And why is it here? What is it trying to tell me? Just asking yourself that and sitting with it for a minute, you'd be surprised at how different that can make you feel. It doesn't make it easier or softer, it just feels different. So that's what honor is, making room for your grief without judging it. I had a moment a few years after I lost my twins where I ran into a woman in the bathroom of a department store. She had twin girls that would be the same age as what mine would have been, and it threw me into a panic. I instantly cried, and all I could think about was, oh, this is embarrassing. I need to make it stop. I need to make it stop. And I just need to, like, this is ridiculous. What's wrong with me? I did all of those things and I just couldn't. It was so frustrating to me. And I knew I had to find better ways to stop that feeling. I really think it's important to have a few ideas in your back pocket of what you could do when these things come out. E is for engaged. So after you've taken a minute, you've thought about that feeling, you've honored it and assessed where it's coming from. The next stage is to engage with something that brings a little bit of relief. Doesn't mean a full solve of the grief. It just means reaching for anything that helps you stay connected or offers a little bit of peace. So some of my favorites are when I feel that feeling, I'll just sit down and do a quick little brain dump. Even my notes app on my phone, if I'm not by a piece of paper. You don't have to have the perfect journal and write all this flowery language. Just sit down and mine will be crazy. All kinds of things will come up when you put everything in your brain on paper, but it feels really good. I do this a lot. Sometimes I don't even know where these thoughts are coming from. I didn't even know they were in there, but just whatever it is comes out on that paper, and it is so good. So sometimes once you identify it, it brings a huge sense of relief. So that's one of my favorite things. I always need fresh air. I need sunshine and fresh air. Now, I live in Buffalo, New York. It's very rarely sunshiny here, but when it is, I am out there and you will see me lots of times on my front porch office because when it's a nice day, I have to be outside. I have to have fresh air. So that's one thing I always know will change my mood instantly. Get some sun on your face, it just feels so much better and changes your thought process. Anything to interrupt these thought patterns. If you have something like a special ring or a necklace, my grandpa gave me some money after my baby died, and I bought a special ring. If I am having a hard time, I'll just touch it. And sometimes just that is enough to interrupt those thought patterns. Just sitting and crying. And it's okay. I think sometimes we are so conditioned as babies to stop crying, stop crying, stop crying, don't cry, and that crying is bad. And it's times like this when it's really necessary. So just engaging in it is just saying, I'm here for this feeling for whatever reason. It's here. And I'm doing the best I can. It might not seem like it's anything useful, but I promise it really is. It helps build trust in yourself again and emotional strength, a little teeny bit at a time. It might not feel like it's even useful or that it's ever going to matter, but I promise it is. It helps you build your trust a little bit at a time and your emotional strength. A is for accept. And this one is hard because it seems so unnatural and we resist the acceptance of any of this. None of us want to be here. But it's also freeing once you do it because accepting doesn't mean that you're okay with what happened, and it doesn't mean that you're getting over it or moving on. It definitely doesn't mean that you're letting go of anything. It just means that you're accepting that this is part of your life. And as a part of your life, you can live with it. You don't have to like it, but you are living with it and you can carry it without it crushing or destroying you. I had a client who said, I keep waiting for the day that this doesn't hurt. And I told her it might always hurt a little, but it won't always be this bad. I promise you, every day, every year, every decade gets a little bit easier, but it's always there. It's just definitely less sharp and less consuming because once we stop fighting it and trying to find a way to get rid of the grief and stop feeling the grief and instead just realize this is a part of my life. This is what I do, and I'm integrating this grief into my life. I think that's the most life-changing thing that I teach my clients. You don't have to get over this grief. You don't have to be better. You don't have to be different. You just have to find ways to integrate this grief. We talk a lot about how to integrate their baby's life into their future. Acceptance isn't so harsh. You're not going to wake up one day and have everything be back to normal like it used to be, because it never will be. But you can take this piece of your life, weave it into the rest of your life, and have an interesting new perspective because of it. Your reality and this experience will show you what is important in your life, and you will live a better life because of it. The L in heal is for live, love, or look forward. You get to choose. And here's where things start to shift in this final part. It's just choosing one small way to live in the moment. Love your baby. Look forward with hope, even if it's just a little teeny bit. Maybe you decide to live in the present by just sitting and feeling life in you. Maybe you're loving your baby by looking at their picture. Love your baby, looking forward with hope. Maybe you decide to live in the present by just sitting and thinking and feeling your breath, feeling your life. Maybe you're loving your baby by looking at their picture or lighting a candle or saying their name, writing them a little letter. Maybe you're looking forward by planning something easy to do. Maybe you were going to do this big project tomorrow, but you realize you just don't have it in you. And so instead, you decided that you're going to just sit and watch Netflix all day, and that's okay. And that is looking forward and taking care of yourself. Maybe you're looking forward by calling a friend and making a plan or taking a walk, doing something that matters. It doesn't have to be a big deal. And this is where you really learn to hold two emotions at one time. You can be hurting and feeling better all at the same time. It's just about honoring your baby because you are grieving and living, hurting and healing, and you're missing your baby, but you still get to look ahead. And it's all about learning to hold these two emotions at the same time and let that be okay as we are moving closer to Mother's Day. I know this might be one of the most emotionally complicated times of the year for a stillbirth mom. And there's so many commercials and greeting cards and social media posts and all these events and things. And you might be wondering, am I allowed to even celebrate this? Am I even a mother? And it just, you just wonder if Mother's Day will ever feel okay, or is it always going to feel like a punch in the face? But I want you to hear what I'm saying. You are a mother. Whether you have other living children or not, you are a mother and your babies mattered. And you deserve a day that honors your motherhood. Whether it's a celebration, whether it's just a quiet day at home, whether you just pretend like it's any other day. It's all celebrating what you need in your motherhood journey right now. Every step you take is a step forward. I promise it might not feel like it, but it truly is. I'm so proud of you for being here. Try the heal method and let me know if any of that helps you interrupt those patterns of grief, panic, sadness, and the feelings that come with it. I am here for you anytime. I will see you next time, and be sure to go sign up for the workshop. I would love to see you there.